And so don't allow peer pressure to change who you are, cause you to, as I think Giovanni says, disobey your parents because others are doing it and you want to do it. It's not a good idea. So for the adults, I would say to them that imitation has also affected us is because we have forgotten who we are. And this is a lesson for the children. So when I talk to the adults, I want you to listen to me for these quick points for them because they need to hear this as well. The Lord calls it the void of responsible ministry has happened to our churches because we have forgotten what that is. Responsible ministry is what the church is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about saving souls and making disciples. That's kind of what responsible ministry is. It has been broken due to what I refer to as overcompensation and mandated fellowships. I'm using big words. That means fellowships that are called for according to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25, which tells us we should not forsake the assembling of the brethren. And then at caveat said, and so much more as you see that day approaching. Now, what the Bible means by that for the children in the room, adults do know this, it means as we see the signs of the time coming to pass. Giovanni talked about God controlling the weather, the sun and the rain, and he's exactly right. It's in those ideas that we begin to understand, at least as far as the climate is concerned, that God is coming because the scriptures say that things would change and that the climate would be different. And so all of what you see happening right now, you were born into a season where perhaps it was already in place, but from our days, we had real Indian summers. It was summer all summer. It was so hot, you was looking for rain. Now you got to run from rain, right? We never had Julys that rained like it rained this past July. It just didn't happen. You were guaranteed in the summer, July in particular, it was going to be hot. And when you went on family vacation, as some of you went on, you didn't run from rain clouds. Mom didn't have to have the ponchos because it was guaranteed rain. So the climate is changing. So that's the day approaching. Of course, the other idea of the day approaching refers to the fact of how people act and the lifestyles and the way they do things. And we talked about that in part. I won't go in detail, but a lot of the changes that you now see as normal as children, we see them as things that weren't once normal. So those are signs of the coming of the Lord. Now, the coming of the Lord means that he's coming back. Now, they don't talk about that much, children, today. But according to scriptures, when he comes back, as mama comes home and the dishes ain't washed, you know what happens, right? It's going to be trouble in the home. And so you can kind of identify that with your experience as what it means when the Lord comes back and people aren't doing the way that he's expected us to do. It's going to be some trouble. Daddy's coming home and daddy's going to use the belt. He don't care nothing about you dialing 911. You can call DCF all you want. They're going to get a beating too when he come. Everybody getting a whooping when daddy come who haven't done right. Now, if you do right, then you're good. So don't be afraid of it because you know if you've done the dishes, then you coming to the kitchen with your hand out waiting for the allowance, right? Or the new cell phone or whatever it is they promised you. Or you know some brownie points is going to come your way. So the idea is that mandated fellowship requires us to see him coming, but overcompensation has brought us into a place where we no longer are doing what they call responsible ministry. Overcompensation means, we have gotten overcompensated in the idea of coming together in our systems and our fellowships, and we are heavily engaged into self. We have more programs. I stopped doing anniversary because I realized anniversary is really not a biblical thing. And I thought it pretended on the idea of celebrating a man and not the purpose the man is over the ministry for. And so I stopped doing that a long time ago. And I was born in those ideas. I was born in church anniversaries. I remember those. Church, we haven't had what's a pastor, right? You notice, right? Church anniversaries, pastors' anniversaries. And whereas I think the honoring is good and the recognition of another year is good, but I think we've gotten a little too far into that now till it becomes a whole year planning for those ideas over the children that we should be making disciples of and the people we should be working for. So I don't want you to make that mistake that we made as adults. Recognize that you must minimize your time in fellowship so you can maximize your time in responsible ministry.
Pardon our interruption of the foregoing content, but you have just concluded a sample viewing of this particular video. If you desire to view the complete video, then head on over to 8stringtv.com. Once you are there, Please click on the video on demand button and navigate your way to the video you would like to view. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This will allow you to receive updates on all the events streaming on 8 Strength. Thank you for being a part of the Acklin non-linear viewing experience. 8 String TV, where dreams go to become reality.